chiar și tricoul meu spune foarte mult, pentru că dacă sunt cu tricou AC pe căldura asta, înseamnă că merită. Avem oameni care au toate însemnele de rockeri autentici, după cum vedeți, de la șapcă la tot. Le spun bun venit, pentru că sunt doi oameni care sunt legați de această istorie a rockului. Primul vocal al grupului AC/DC, deci Mr. Dave, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome
Good to be here.
to this place. Și vocalul care ține locul tuturor vocalilor din România. Proiectul care merge foarte bine. Daniel, bun venit.
Bine te-am găsit, Andrei. Din nou, pot să zic.
Da, poți să zici. Ai reușit să faci ca proiectul vostru să trăiască și să meargă înainte și voi doi colaborați cât se poate de bine.
Foarte bine.
Pentru cei care nu știu, uite, am aici o cărticică. It's a small book, you know. O să traduc din când în când pentru că știu că voi înțelegeți tot ce să vorbim. Dar aici scrie la un moment dat, aici la ACD scrie că Brothers Angus and you know these people.
Malcolm, yes.
So, and a guy named
Dave Evans.
It's here. It was in 1973.
That's when the band started, yeah.
Yes.
That's when we formed the band.
But you were all already there with the guys?
1973. Yeah, I'm one of the founding members.
Deci unul dintre membrii fondatori.
Yeah. And we got together that October 1973 and formed the band then. And we did our first show in December.
And the name was?
AC/DC.
And who said for the first time?
Well, we were. It's quite a bit of a story, really.
Cine a spus prima oară AC/DC? Pentru că aici spune decembrie 73, erau ei, cei doi frați, amândoi din Glasgow. You are not from England.
I'm from Wales. Of course.
It's better this way.
I've made a friend immediately.
So, and Dave Evans, in July the following year, the group records the first single. So that we know.
Yeah.
Now you know better.
Yes, I do.
Sigur el știe mai bine decât știu.
We actually recorded about March.
Much better and much earlier.
In March, yeah, we did. And a matter of fact, by the time we did the film clip,
yes,
we were onto our third drummer and third bass player.
Deci deja erau la al treilea
schimbasele deja.
Și tobarul și basistul.
So when in the film clip of Can I Sit Next to You Girl, the bass player and the drummer, they didn't play on the record.
Deci băieții care erau basiștii și chitaristul și tobarul nici nu apăreau pe disc.
But they're on the film clip.
Dar apăreau în schimb în imagine.
Yeah.
That's happening till even now, I heard.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. As I said, the original members went into the studio. Myself, Malcolm and Angus Young, Larry Van Creet on bass, Colin Burgess on drums.
Deci asta era formula inițială de AC/DC. And tell me with the name, because that's important.
Okay, we tried to come up with a name.
Am încercat să venim cu un nume.
And nobody could agree with each other.
Nimeni nu era de acord cu părerea celuilalt.
So we said the next rehearsal,
la repetiția următoare,
we'll all bring 3 names each.
Fiecare să vină cu 3 nume.
Put them in a hat and pick one out. But
să pună într-o căciulă și să scoată un nume.
But when we arrived,
când am ajuns acolo,
Malcolm and Angus said to us that their sister-in-law,
adică umnata,
suggested a name.
A sugerat un nume.
AC/DC.
She said so?
Yes.
Why?
Because
cumnata a zis AC/DC.
And because it was power. AC, alternate current, direct current, power and energy.
Putere și energie.
Yep. And it was easy to remember because it was on it was on all the different appliances all over the place. You buy an appliance at AC/DC.
Yes.
Free advertising.
Era pe toate aparatele.
Deci e mult mai ușor să promovezi un lucru care e pe toate obiectele, cum bine spune Daniel.
Yeah.
Așa?
So when they suggested it, they said, "What do we think?" And I immediately thought it was fantastic. AC/DC so easy.
You liked it
straight away.
Lui i-a plăcut din prima.
Yeah. Because I'd seen it everywhere, all the different appliances, AC/DC. AC/DC means power, energy, easy to remember. I thought it was brilliant. And so I said yes straight away. And then Colin Burgess, the drummer, he said, yes, I like it.
I-a zis tovarului lui Burgess și a zis că îi place.
And then Larry Van Creet said yes. So we said, well, will we call ourselves AC/DC? And we all said yes. We all shook hands and we called ourselves AC/DC.
Așa au devenit ei AC/DC, de la o cumnată li s-a tras. Always the women. Always. Asta este
situația. Well, there you go, that's true.
Always. Deci nu ei au hotărât. The guys didn't say anything. They said, it's okay. If you say so, we do it. Salutări din Atlanta, Mary Chambley, Carmen Enescu Butnaru, înțelege oare de ce este de sufrageria noastră și nu într-un studio? Întreabă Carmen Butnaru. Putem să-l întrebăm, dacă vrea. De ce nu e în studio? Pentru că eu nu sunt într-un studio și sunt într-un loc foarte frumos. E un vlog. Somebody is asking if you can understand why you're not in the studio and you're in my place in a vlog.
Yes, I can.
Modern.
Because it's the modern way. You know, you don't need a studio.
N-are nevoie de studio ca să poată apărea în fața dumneavoastră. Și nu este umilitor să fie în sufrageria mea, să știți că e cât se poate de civilizat. Acum mai puțin dezordonată, dar altfel e în regulă. E primitoare. It's a nice place, you can say.
It is. It's a very nice place.
And even if you don't think it, you can say it.
If you turn it back, you see many music.
Of course.
A lot.
Lots of music.
No, it's a very nice apartment.
Thank you. Sorry, your English silly autocorrect in my phone. Salut, Nicu Turcu. Norocul meu e să văd așa ceva super. Andrei Albi Albert, Vlasac Roland. Salut. Călin Corina Georgiana. Hello. Awesome. Teddy, is it true that AC/DC established the sound of Australian rock?
Well, it all depends. Aussie rock is a term that is used, Aussie rock, but Australian music's quite diverse.
Deci muzica australiană, traduc pentru cei doi care nu înțeleg, că ceilalți știu tot. Deci muzica australiană este diversă, dar se poate vorbi despre Aussie rock.
Yeah. But our producer was Harry Vander and George Young from the Easy Beats and another band, famous band.
Oh, and, yes, it's Friday on my mind.
Yes,
always.
Of course, fantastic song.
Always Friday on my mind.
Yeah, that's what was the hit record. And George, of course, was the older brother of Malcolm and Angus.
Deci George e cel care a dat sunetul și el venea din trupa Easy Beats, la asta ne-am referit puțin mai devreme.
And so they established the sound of AC/DC. And then they also signed bands like Rose Tattoo, gave them
trupe care au avut sunetul lor
and similar sound,
care era asemănător.
And another band like the Angels, similar sound. So the same producer, both of them producers, sort of created a sound.
Deci producătorul e cel care generează soundul unei trupe și a unor trupe. If a producer is working with 10 bands, they have similar sounds.
Not always, but they were looking for a certain kind of sound, like a common man, as it were. They wanted the bands to look, the men to look average in the band. They didn't want any
media trebuie să fie apropiat.
They didn't want any really good-looking guys in the band, flashy clothes. Originally we did, but they decided they wanted the working class image for the bands.
Deci imaginea era aceea de oameni ai muncii, adică clasa mijlocie, oamenii care muncesc, să nu fie glamour și mai știu eu ce, sparkling.
Originally they did, because that's
inițial așa a fost.
But they changed their mind, and so they got AC/DC after I split with the band to just have jeans and t-shirts, and they got Bon Scott tattoos, which was no. In those days, if you had a tattoo, you weren't in a band at all.
Astăzi nu mai ai nevoie să fii într-o trupă ca să-ți pui tatuaj pe tine. At this time,
that's right.
You have tattoos, you know.
No. Neither is Angus, neither is Malcolm.
Niciunul dintre ei nu are tatuaje.
But they got Bon Scott. He had the common sort of look, and then they got Rose Tattoo, and they put many tattoos.
Da, pe trupa se numea R.O.C.K, Tattoo, normal că aveau tattoos.
That's right.
Of course they had tattoos.
Yeah, of course, and the Angels. So that was the sort of the. I'm not being disparaging. It's the common sort of look, and so they called that sound that they created with that image.
Deci sunetul și imaginea a fost la un loc și asta a dat un pachet ca să se înțeleagă foarte bine.
And it became popular around the world because when AC/DC became big, with Bon Scott with his tattoos, and everybody started getting tattoos to look like AC/DC.
Deci, modelul a fost luat după ce a venit Bon Scott, care se tatua și atunci toată lumea vrea să fie ca el și făceau după modelul AC/DC.
But by the same token, Angus hasn't got any tattoos.
Angus n-are niciun.
No, and Malcolm didn't have any tattoos.
Deci ceilalți doi nu au, frații nu au tatuaje, but that's not why you left the band.
No, that's not.
Not because you didn't want tattoos. Deci n-a plecat din cauza tatuajelor.
No, that came afterwards. So that was the when we first started, we were just ordinary jeans and t-shirts, look that everybody had back in those days. But when we recorded our first record, they wanted us to look like the British bands.
Normal că se cerea să arate ca trupele britanice, pentru că it was the model.
Yeah, Slade, and Rod Stewart, scarves, and that was the big thing.
Deci li se cerea să arate ca ăia din Marea Britanie, normal.
Yeah. So they wanted us to look like that. So we changed into those outfits. Angus got a little schoolboy
deci Angus s-a îmbrăcat cu pantaloni
cu uniforma școlară.
Yeah.
Da.
And I've got tight pants and boots like Slade.
El a avut pantaloni și
Slade with the big boots.
A avut ca trupa Slade și colanții, da, pantaloni lipiți așa de corp, da.
And like a striped jacket and stuff like Rod Stewart.
Deci a avut toate elementele de la britanicii care erau de succes la acea vreme.
And put them together.
Și toate la un loc.
And Malcolm got himself a pair of boots too. Malcolm got a pair of boots, and he got a white silk jumpsuit.
It was the glam time.
Yeah, and we were looking to Britain because that was the biggest thing in the world.
Britanicii erau cei mai tari în lume.
Yeah, it was huge. So when we actually released our record and did our film clip, we were only very popular in Sydney at the time.
Deci în Sydney erau foarte populari, dar not in Melbourne.
Well, we hadn't played anywhere else at that time, and
încă nu începuseră să cânte în alte părți.
And people were like that. Melbourne bands were in Melbourne, Sydney bands were in Sydney, and so when the film clip came out, the rest of Australia thought we were English.
Deci când au apărut filmările, toată lumea din Australia a crezut că sunt britanici, dacă erau the outfit.
Yeah, because
dacă arătau ca ea, normal că
we were the only bands in Australia to look like that.
Deci erau singurii care arătau în halul ăsta, mă rog.
And so we got a hit record straight away, and just went straight up the charts. And
deci imediat au avut succes în topuri la vânzări, evident. Să nu uitați că e pe vânzări.
And then when we toured other states,
când au început să facă turul țării, adică continentului mai mult.
It's a big place.
Yes,
and
very big.
When the other Australians met us in the other states, they were surprised that we were Australian.
Și când ceilalți australieni s-au întâlnit cu ei, au fost mirați că ei sunt australieni.
Because of the look.
Of course.
But after I split from the band, that's when they decided to change the image again to get a particularly Australian look.
Și atunci când au decis să devină mai australieni, adică să semene cu cei de acolo,
so tattoos and that became the Aussie rock.
Atunci a devenit Aussie rock, adică rockul australian în sensul cel mai clar.
So they left the British look behind and went.
Au renunțat la aspectul britanic și au căpătat identitatea locală.
And created the Aussie rock look. Yeah, that's what happened.
And that's the attitude.
And the attitude.
Aussie attitude on the stage.
Aussie attitude.
It's a little bit different.
We always had an Aussie attitude from the very beginning.
Meaning what? For us, we don't know what the
Aussie attitude.
Ce înseamnă o atitudine Aussie, adică australiană?
Okay, pretty tough.
Tough?
Yeah, because we used to play this little small towns.
Erau răi.
Out in the bush, we play all these small towns out in the bush.
Și acolo erau tot felul de boscheți.
Cântau la țară.
Da, cântau, da, era pădure de jur împrejur.
Yeah, and when we get there, the local guys, the local men,
bărbații din orașele, localitățile din care cântau,
they knew that the girls in the town would be interested in us.
Fetele vor fi interesate de ei, cum e normal, când vine o trupă în oraș, toate fetele vor cu oia și nu cu oia locali.
So they would stand like this.
Și stăteau în fața așa, se umflau în pene și mușchi, așa, și
so we had
provoking you.
Yeah, like stay away from our women.
Yeah.
Da, deci își apărau populația feminină, pentru că și acolo e o problemă demografică, așa.
So we had to go out from the very first song and absolutely smash them and not be intimidated.
Really?
We didn't know them. And we couldn't be intimidated, right? So
ei o luau foarte tare din prima, ca să fie sigur că nu o să fie intimidați.
So we'd go out first song and just bash them, bang, 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 fucking tough, you know.
Tough. Adică vorbeau urât și făceau gesturi
straight away, and then really hammer the set, hammer them, and blow them away.
Nu erau violenți.
Nu, erau gesturile și muzica.
And then absolutely kill, really make them go wild with our music.
Deci ei reacționau atunci la muzică și uitau motivul pentru care au venit să-și apere femeile.
So at the end of the night,
into the night,
they give you their sisters.
În timpul nopții și-au donat surori.
La sfârșitul concertului spuneau
and that's the attitude.
Asta înseamnă atitudinea australiană. So now I know why I don't go in Australia.
It's a tough place.
It's a tough place.
For me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
The question is for you, but even for you.
Well, I was a little bit disappointed, really, when he joined the band.
Când a venit în trupă.
Because I expected Axel to sing the songs like Axl Rose, yeah,
with his voice.
With his voice.
Deci se aștepta ca Axel să cânte în stilul lui.
Yeah.
And he tried to sing like.
Yeah, that's right. So it's just a cover.
Like Brian.
It's just a cover band. Because when I do some of Bon Scott's songs in my set, like he used to do all of my songs when he joined.
Deci, și Bon Scott, când a venit după el, cânta piesele lui în stilul.
So it's okay. It's okay. So, but when I do songs that Bon wrote with the band, I sing them the way I sing them.
Deci ar cânta și cântă în stilul lui, și nu în stilul celuilalt.
Exactly.
So
I expected Axel to do the same as what I do. If you're going to sing a song, you sing it the way you sing it. And I thought, this is going to be interesting. I didn't care one way or another. It's not my business. But I thought, this is going to be interesting, you know. But he tried to do a cover of.
Deci încerca să facă un cover după piesele pe care le cânta trupa cu Brian. But why didn't they ask you to come?
It was too much water under the bridge, you know.
I see.
You know,
era trecuse prea mult timp.
And the fans would have loved it. Fans would have loved it. They keep saying, "Why did they get you that?" Blah 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 blah.
It's a normal question.
Yeah, I know. Well, too much water's gone under the bridge, and I've got my own career. You know, if they'd asked me, invited me, I would have considered it, of course.
Deci dacă l-ar fi invitat, ar fi luat în considerare, dar a trecut prea multă apă pe sub pod, ca să traduc mot-a-mot.
Yeah, of course. But when they got, I said, the thing that disappointed me was that when Axel just didn't sing with his own voice, they could have got any really good cover band singer, right?
Like him.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Danny, right? They could have got Danny to do it.
Putea să fii tu în locul lui Axel, că era și tu nu aveai nici piciorul în gips.
Nu, eram întreg.
Era întreg. And she had two legs.
Exactly. And but they wanted somebody with a name. Axl Rose, they got a big name around the world, of course.
The producers, they wanted just a name.
Yeah. But as I said, I was very disappointed that Axl didn't stand up. He could hardly stand up on the stage. I know.
Nu putea să stea în picioare.
But stand up as a man and sing like him. You know, what was he worried about? I'm not. When I do Bon Scott songs, I'm very happy to do them my way, without being a big head or anything like that. I sing them the way I sing them, and they're powerful songs, and I do them my own powerful way. You know?
Deci piesele lui Bon, el le cântă și acum le cântă, nu? Și le cântă, dar le cântă în stilul lui, nu în stilul celorlalți.
But the thing is, I also said that to legitimize having Axl Rose singing for them, this is a couple of years ago, when they did, to legitimize it, they have to record an album with him, because there's been many AC/DCs.
Ca să justifice ceea ce au făcut, trebuie să aibă și un album.
I said that ages ago. Because there's been many versions of AC/DC over the years, right? And every time there's been a change, the fans didn't like it.
De câte ori a fost o schimbare, fanii n-au fost încântați, ceea ce e normal. Puțin conservator, ăsta e un fan.
Yeah,
A real fan.
That's right. When Bon Scott joined the band, the Sydney fans didn't like Bon.
Deci la început cei din Sydney nu l-au agreat pe Bon Scott când a venit în locul lui Dave.
Yeah, they moved to Melbourne and regrouped down there and launched out of Melbourne.
Și s-au dus în alt oraș mare și au luat-o de acolo.
Yeah. When Bon Scott died and Brian came on board, a lot of fans even today didn't like Brian.
Deci când s-a întâmplat nenorocirea cu Bon Scott, normal au apelat la altul. It was again from England somebody.
He was from England. But Brian was from England.
Și nici pe Brian nu l-au agreat la început.
Because Bon's from Scotland. I'm from Wales.
Yeah.
So British. But it's an Australian band still, because it started in Australia. So it's an Aussie band. So they didn't like Brian. Now that Brian's gone.
Uite, vezi,
now that Brian's gone, they don't like Axel. I tell you what, and I said this 2 years ago, it doesn't matter who they've got singing, whether it's Axl Rose or anybody else, as long as Angus Young is the only original member left. Yeah, as long as Angus Young.
Cât timp componenții originali, adică de fapt Angus e acolo.
Yeah. As long as Angus is in a band called AC/DC, doesn't matter who else is with him.
Deci nu are importanță cine mai e cu el, el este sigla AC/DC.
The fans will still go. And they do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And they did, because I bitched about Axl, and I said, then you wait, they'll be full. The concerts will be full because Angus is there. So at the moment, Angus is the attraction, and long as he's got the name AC/DC, Angus, with anybody around him,
doesn't matter.
The fans will go because it's a brand now. It's a brand.
Deci e un brand atât de puternic încât e destul să fie Angus acolo, ceilalți nici nu mai contează, lumea vine la ei.
But they still have to record an album.
Și totuși e bine să and you think they will do it?
They have to. And there's rumors now that they're doing it.
Trebuie să facă asta, pentru că altfel o să se spună că a fost doar o păcăleală.
Yeah, in Vancouver, in Canada. So
you're right.
So they have to do that, and then when the brand new album comes out, that will be the new AC/DC.
Deci va fi un nou AC/DC cu Axl la voce. Patricia Monteiro from Brazil. Hello from Brazil. How do you explain the fact that heavy metal is so popular in Latino countries?
I don't know really.
You were sometimes.
Yeah, they love AC/DC, and they love my music, which is still heavy rock, and heavy rock beats heavy metal anytime. Because the concerts that AC/DC do are the biggest concerts in the world.
That's
you know, and you can have Iron Maiden and all the rest of them. They can't compete with AC/DC. And AC/DC.
Deci pe oricine poți chema, dar nu poți intra în concurență cu AC/DC. Yeah. Părerea unui vocal, AC/DC, normal.
So in Latino countries, hard rock is more popular.
E mai popular acest gen de muzică decât
because of AC/DC and the Aussie rock.
Aussie rock. Yeah. That's right. Welcome to our houses, Nico from Italy. What do you think about the fact that Australia is going to Eurovision?
Good. and good luck.
Eurovision.
Yeah, good and good luck.
Good luck, but Australia is it's a contest. It's a song contest.
Okay. There are many.
I know you know that.
There are many migrants in Australia.
That's true.
Including myself, and most of them are from Europe.
I think everybody is a migrant.
Just about. So I mean, there's a lot of Europeans in Australia. So I guess they figure there's still. And by the way, we still got dual passports. I've still got my European passport.
Deci au pașapoarte cu dublă cetățenie.
So in actual fact, I am European still.
Deci ei sunt europeni, așa că nu trebuie să ne jenăm că sunt
I'm European and I'm Australian. So if you got Australians like me, of course they can go to Eurovision because they still got their European passports.
Deci au tot dreptul pentru că majoritatea sunt europeni. Corect, nu m-am gândit la asta. Nici tu. Nici. No, it's a good answer.
Yeah. Eu am avut foarte multe discuții cu el și mi-a dat niște răspunsuri la întrebări pe care le aveam și e foarte smart.
Zi-mi una, ca să ne lămurim. Nu zici?
Nu foarte multe povești legate de AC/DC.
Da, asta e foarte frumos. He is right about Axel, says somebody, but at least he came on time. It's a good one. Yes.
He came on time.
No, because Axel is coming after 2 hours.
I know. Well, I tell you what, he wouldn't want to do that with Angus, because Angus would sack him on the spot.
Angus will termina.
And I'm the same with my guys. You got to be on time.
On time.
The show goes on. The show goes on. Otherwise, see you later. Goodbye. Bye.
What's your band's name?
Dave Evans.
Dave Evans is your name.
Yep.
And it's a band in the same time.
No. I'm a single artist. Okay. But when I travel the world,
deci umblă prin lume și atunci are și trupă.
I use different musicians from the different countries.
Deci îi ia din diverse țări și îl acompaniază.
So in South America, I call them my South American badasses.
Deci that's the name. Da?
Duri,
South American badasses.
When I work in England and Wales, the UK badasses.
Deci peste tot sunt duri din țările respective.
In Finland,
you have
Finland badasses. Finnish badasses.
Yeah. And in Romania?
Well, at the moment, I'm doing shows with the R.O.C.K. So I'm a special guest only as a single artist.
Have no badasses.
No. Yeah. Well, they're badasses, but
not enough.
But no, this is a special show I'm doing here. I'm invited by the R.O.C.K.
You should tell us about the show, and then we go on with you have a lot of questions.
Păi,
zine când
primul este în 11 august, adică peste 3 zile.
Peste 3 zile, da.
Peste 3 zile ne vedem sâmbătă la Stonebird Festival, se numește.
10-12 august.
El este se desfășoară pe 3 zile la Corbii de Piatră, lângă Pitești. Deci este la 2 ore aproximativ de București.
Și acolo cântați și voi.
Acolo cântăm și noi, suntem ultimii sâmbătă seara.
Așa.
Alături de noi o să avem un toboșar special pe Mike Terana din Statele Unite ale Americii. Vine să bată AC/DC, da, e un nume mare.
You worked before with Mike Terana?
Yes, with the R.O.C.K.
With the R.O.C.K.
Earlier this year we did 2 big shows.
Asta e o combinație bună. Deci
Mike Terana, Dave Evans, The R.O.C.K. Noi o să-i spunem de acum încolo The International AC/DC Tribute Show. Pentru că avem în componență un australian, avem în componență un american, avem în componență un spaniol.
E și un spaniol.
E un spaniol, e Danny Serrano la chitară bas. Avem în componență un rus, Andrei Baidin, și 2 români. Adrian Popescu la chitară ritmică și la voce Daniel Ignat.
Deci Daniel Ignat este semnul că totuși e o trupă din România.
Da, de aici a plecat. Deci,
și asta e prima apariție. Și
asta e prima apariție, mai avem undeva în septembrie pe la Târgu Mureș, un festival de rock în Târgu Mureș și cam asta deocamdată. După aceea avem foarte multe planuri să cântăm prin Europa.
Deci circulați doar cu el.
Să circulăm cu el și cu Mike
și fără.
Și fără și depinde de conjunctură.
Let's see what they say. Robbie Marcu says there are lots of people who say mean things like AC/DC wrote only one album and then they wrote the same songs again. What do you think about it?
Well, that's up to
they are kids.
Yeah, that's up to the fans to decide. I mean, it's not for me to criticize.
I think they are mean.
Yeah,
just me.
No, because some I hear
rude and mean.
I hear that from fans. I hear that from a lot of fans. So I don't comment about it. That's what a lot of people do say. But the thing is, the albums still sell. So people still go and buy it.
Vinde pentru ei suficient.
Eu știu, ții minte, they asked Angus Young once this question. You have the same album, you have the same
every time.
Yeah, you just recorded the same album. And Angus said, no, actually 12 albums with the same music.
Yeah, I know. He was just being facetious.
Sense of humor. No,
sense of humor.
Yeah, it's good.
But the thing is, though, people still buy the albums.
Atâta timp cât oamenii
They still go to the shows.
Și vin la spectacole,
whether Axel's singing or not.
Aceeași melodie, asta e. You're right. I agree with you. That's correct. Australia also has a very vibrant indie alternative scene. Is there any relevant name that has lately caught your ear?
Well, I don't really do many shows in Australia and haven't for many years. I've lived in Texas for the last 10 years. And so I'm not really up with the Australian music scene.
Nu prea e în tema acum cu ce se cântă pe scena indie, dar e interesantă întrebarea pe care a pus-o Mary. Eventual să ne spune ea ce mai merită să ascultăm.
But there are a lot of bands in Australia and always have been. But I say I'm not up with it because I haven't lived there for 10 years. But all you got to do is remember that two of the biggest bands in the world came from Australia. The Bee Gees,
yes,
and AC/DC.
Da, deci sunt două dintre cele mai mari trupe din lume, vin din Australia. Bee Gees este una și cealaltă este. But there are 50 years, 60 years now. They are not there born people to come in the musical scene. Mm-hmm. There are no any who's born in Australia.
Well, it's like that. I mean, we had a lot of immigrants to Australia.
I know, but I understand your position and the others. But now it's 50 years.
Yeah, back when I was in music, a lot of us came from Britain.
Deci majoritatea vin din Marea Britanie.
Yeah. And we love music in Britain, of course.
Normal că de acolo.
Of course, the Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh, the English, we love music. So when we emigrated to Australia, we most of the top artists in Australia were British. Yeah.
British born.
British born, yeah. British born, absolutely.
The second generation, what's doing?
I don't know.
What they are doing.
Well, but the thing is, also back then, the radio stations in Australia were playing local music.
Yes.
They're not anymore.
No?
Anywhere much in the world. You got to remember that.
Deci nici posturile lor de radio nu dau muzică locală.
Because things have changed, okay? In the USA, the biggest record labels signing.
Cele mai mari case de discuri.
They're not signing any rock bands.
Nu semnează cu trupele rock.
Right.
Nu fac contract.
And haven't since the 90s.
Încă din anii 90. They want rap, they want hip hop, they want pop dance.
And dance music, right? So if you're a rock band for the biggest label,
rock,
they haven't signed any for 28 years.
Deci nu ai cum să te mai lipești. Contractul pe care l-ai nu se mai fac.
And these labels, when they sign rap or whatever it is, they spend millions and millions of dollars advertising.
Averi pentru promovarea acestor trupe. Să fiți atenți la ce spune pentru că e important.
Yeah, advertising their artists.
Și își promovează artiștii lor și atunci and the others, they have no place.
They've got no interest.
Deci ceilalți dispar din ecuație. Deci ei bagă bani acolo, milioane de dolari, și ceilalți nu mai încap.
And the major labels bought the radio stations.
Au cumpărat o grămadă de lanțuri de radio.
So they play all their own music.
Și se cântă mai muzica lor. Și atunci muzica cealaltă nu mai ajunge.
So the thing is, the kids in America for many years now,
copiii din America
have not heard rock.
N-au auzit rock și n-au de unde să audă rock.
So when the major labels play only their own music.
Deci casele mari promovează doar marfa lor.
And they have to be hits.
Deci trebuie să fie succese, hituri.
And they also, other radio stations, they will pay to play their records.
Deci se dau bani, the producer is paying.
No, the record labels will pay the radio.
Casa de discuri dă bani la radiouri ca să se cânte piesele
their radios.
No, they already own them. Yeah. The other ones they'll pay. Yeah. Now in Australia and Britain that's illegal.
Asta e ilegal.
You go to jail.
Yeah. Pentru asta poți face pușcărie.
Like they did
in Australia și în Anglia.
Da.
Like they did in the 60s.
Yeah, it was in the 60s. Payola.
Yeah.
Exact.
Okay.
Asta am vrut să spun și eu.
But in America, good.
It was Alan Freed.
Yeah, and Australia too. They got caught. Yeah.
I-au prins, dădeau bani și atunci i-au băgat la pușcărie.
So in America it's legal. It's legal in America.
Despre ce vorbim, că și noi avem același.
This is important. It's legal in America.
Și în America e legal. Deci, this is why they changed the image.
Yeah. So when they get a big hit record in America,
dacă au un hit mare în Statele Unite,
the rest of the world follow for free.
Deci ceilalți merg moca.
For free.
For free, of course.
Because
I read it, Billboard #1.
Yeah, I play. Australia, what's it? I play.
Yeah.
Romania, I play. Right. So they've only got to spend the millions of dollars in America, and
they don't give a dime in Romania
because
they
play it anyway for free.
Deci, acum înțelegeți care e șmecheria? Ăia bagă bani acolo, se difuzează până la sufocare, #1 in Billboard și noi preluăm pentru că e locul.
So therefore the kids in the other countries also only hear rap, blah blah blah, the same stuff. They don't hear rock unless you go to.
Sunt total de acord cu el.
Yeah, unless you go to independent little stations, internet, that kind of thing, okay?
Deci, trupele ajung să se promoveze pe internet, pe stații de radio de nișă.
So it's not that the kids don't like rock.
Nu că nu n-ar iubi rock-ul.
They don't hear it.
Nu-l aud. N-au de unde. You know, these people, they are kids and they love rock.
Yeah, and there are kids that love rock. When I play in Brazil, a lot of kids come into Brazil's different. But when I'm in America, I hear kids. Never heard of AC/DC.
Sunt copii care n-au auzit niciodată de AC/DC.
They're small kids. They go, and some a bit older. They never heard of it.
Deci chiar și ei mai măricei.
Never heard of AC/DC. So because of so long since they played them on the major radio stations in America, they don't play AC/DC because
posturile mari nu difuzează.
Hip hop, dance music.
Yes, I know.
The thing is, at least in Europe, we can still do rock in Europe, okay?
Au loc să cânte rock în Europa, but in the same time, when you or other bands from the rock scene, you have a concert well organized, well promoted in Europe, you have full houses, sold out.
Yeah, because
that's why.
Yes, right. Because Europe isn't as indoctrinated as America.
Europa încă n-a fost indoctrinată ca America.
That's right. And the thing is, AC/DC can still.
You live in America? No
10 years. I don't know. I'm living in Europe at the moment, so.
Better.
But the thing is that the big rock concerts in America, right, by bands like AC/DC, Iron Maiden, bands like Bon Jovi.
Yes.
They can still, because they've been.
Încă mai au public.
They've been around for a long time.
Yes.
And they've got a huge fan base.
Și au o bază puternică de fani acolo.
And a lot of older people.
Oameni de puțin mai în vârstă,
40,
50 years old.
And they come to the concerts.
Cei din generația 40, 50, 60 și aduc copii.
So the scene's very, very different. I mean, I'm sort of lucky in a way because
el se consideră fericit într-un anumit
because I'm part of AC/DC to start.
Pentru că face parte din
part of the brand. Part of the brand. So
face parte din brandul lui.
So I can tour with my own music. I do a couple of AC/DC songs as well, but I can tour with my own music because it's still tough Australian rock, my music.
Deci ceea ce face el este rock australian în forță.
And my fans love my music, of course.
Și fanii iubesc muzica.
But the thing is, as I say, with Danny, you know, he's doing the AC/DC tribute and pulling big crowds. He's very well organized.
Deci,
very, very well organized.
E bine organizat și a făcut un compliment că asta înseamnă foarte mult.
And the thing is, when I'm with Danny, he's doing the tribute. I go on as me, and it's the only tribute band in the world that has an actual, real founding member in the band.
Deci este singura trupă tribute din lume care are un membru fondator al AC/DC în componență.
So Danny goes out.
Very honored.
Danny,
we are honored. No,
I understand.
I agree with you. It's right.
So Danny goes out as Brian Johnson. I go out as Dave Evans.
Deci Danny încearcă să fie Brian Johnson, iar el cântă ca Dave Evans, adică se cântă pe sine.
Se cântă pe el.
Let's hear what they say. What can you tell us about the song Touch Too Much? Salute you from Berlin. George Schirbat ne-a salutat. Have you ever seen the new generation of new Ronnie James Dio?
Touch Too Much was a song that was after me, so I don't know anything about it. I know the song. I've heard AC/DC tribute bands do that song.
Trupele de tribut cântă
I've heard it, yeah. Ronnie James Dio.
It's a new Ronnie James Dio.
But that's metal.
That's metal.
Yeah, I'm not even metal.
El nu este în partea asta. Nelu Badea, moment istoric, faptul că suntem așa aici. Adică, they say that the fact that you're here in their houses and in mine and in their. Boogie J, have you ever seen Nick Cave live?
No.
But he's from Australia.
So what? Have you seen everybody from Romania? No, Nick Cave, I haven't seen him live.
I did.
It's
no, I'm joking.
Yeah. No, I've never seen him live.
I wonder why are they saying that he is the godfather of goth rock?
I've no idea. Nick Cave, I've got all respect for him. He's got fans and that kind of thing.
Yes.
But his music is of no interest to me. It's too depressing.
It is.
Yeah. And I love to rock and make people happy. Not cut their wrists.
But they say that he's the godfather of gothic rock.
Well, good for him.
Good for him. Yes.
With all respect. With all respect.
Do you like Greta Van Fleet?
Who?
Greta Van Fleet. It's a new band. Sounds like Led Zeppelin.
No, I don't know them because I love Led Zeppelin.
It's how they write the name. Maybe I didn't say it right. Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah. No, I tend to stick with the classics because you can't beat the classics.
Deci nu poți să întrești pe clasici, de asta nu îl preocupă copii. But he's a tribute band. You can say to him that.
What?
I don't like just the classics.
He does the classics.
Because
No. The songs he does are the classics.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute band.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't.
You don't like the people who sings like the others.
No. Danny hasn't got an album out. He hasn't recorded, right? To try and sound like AC/DC. This is a tribute show, yeah. But if I've got nothing against them if they sound a bit like Led Zeppelin, good. You know, I mean it, great. But I love the original classics because I grew up with Led Zeppelin. I was, very young, before AC/DC. So I listened to. It's a bit hard to beat Robert Plant.
Yes.
And if you got a guy that sings.
Maybe even for him it's hard.
Now he can't do it. He can't do it anymore.
Și pentru Robert Plant e greu să se bată cu Robert Plant.
But Robert Plant was the best of all. That's ever been. In his prime, he was the absolute best ever. And Led Zeppelin, you can't beat Led Zeppelin.
Nu poți să treci de ei, așa că a răspuns și la întrebarea asta. Alan George, I totally agree with him on what he's doing in America because George is living in America, so he knows. Is it true you were in a band called Rabbit?
Yes.
It's written there, I know.
Yes. That was after AC/DC in Australia.
Yes.
And those guys are still my friends today. And it was a great rocking band. It was a really wild band, probably the wildest band Australia's ever seen.
With a so nice name, Rabbit.
Yeah, because we know about what rabbits do.
What they do.
Want me to tell you?
Nu știi ce fac iepurașii.
Rabbits are they're very fertile creatures.
Yes, and I told them already.
Exactly. So rabbit was a good name for us.
Deci iepurașii sunt un model bun pentru că se înmulțesc des și cu folos pentru societate și pentru ei și între ei mai ales. Asta era bun.
We had a wild reputation.
Yes, really?
Of course.
And the other band after Rabbit, you had another one.
Yeah, Dave Evans and Thunder Down Under.
That was Down Under.
In the 80s.
Era în anii 80, a mai avut o trupă în care avea numele lui și era și cu acolo jos la antipozi, Down Under, asta înseamnă.
Yeah.
Thunder Down Under.
Thunder Down Under.
Da. Excelent, formidabil, o emisiune de 5 stele, Max, invitați de seamă, vă privesc și vă ascult cu plăcere de aici, din nordul țării și asta se datorează emisiunii domnului așa, faină emisiune cu stimă Botoșani, din Botoșani, Cristi Raicu. Mulțumim! The people is very happy that they can see you and hear you explaining what's going on with the music scene. and it's a great pleasure for them even.
That's right.
Spune-ne, te rog, dacă ecuația asta de tribute band, avându-l și pe el și pe
nu mai e un tribute band.
Adică acum sunteți trupă internațională.
Suntem un show, un spectacol.
Da.
Cântăm piesele celor de la AC/DC, cântăm piesele, acum
avem
piesele lui Dave cu care a început AC/DC.
So you sing with them even your own songs.
Yes. I have done the first show we did here at the Arena Romane. I did one or two of my own songs with the band. But this time around, I've only just done my early AC/DC stuff and a couple of
piesele AC/DC pe care le cântam la început.
Yeah. So we've talked about maybe doing a couple of my own songs again later on, maybe next year.
Deci ar putea ca în recitalurile viitoare să cânte piesele.
But we'll see, because I still do shows in Europe and South America where I do my own music. So if I'm doing shows with my badasses in Europe somewhere,
să face cu durii din diverse locuri.
Then the fans can come and see me and they'll see me doing most of my music.
Deci oamenii deja vin pentru muzica lui, dar probabil, maybe they are expecting some AC/DC.
Yeah, they'll get a couple of AC/DC songs. Yeah, but with this particular show at the moment, it's like a show, proper show, and I'm happy.
Dominanta este AC/DC.
So it's AC/DC, and I'm coming on as Dave Evans because I am Dave Evans. So it's a unique situation for an AC/DC cover band to have. And of course, we've got some great players in the band, and we've got Mike Tirana, of course, as well. He's world famous drummer, a really great guy as well.
Și el ne explică formula despre care ai vorbit tu. Și e un semn bun că oamenii gustă asta. Simona Marin zice: What do you think about the fact that some artists are being silenced by the press because they express their point of view on different problems?
Political.
Of course. Yeah. And she says, I know the public television in Germany refused to broadcast Roger Waters' shows because of his views on Israel politics.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't believe in censorship at all. Right. I mean,
nu crede în cenzură sub nicio formă.
We fought many wars, many world wars, right?
Am avut
for freedom and free speech.
Și am luptat pentru a vorbi liber, pentru exprimare liberă, pentru libertate.
Yeah. Against regimes and that
împotriva regimurilor totalitare.
That silenced the people, like Nazism and communism.
Și nazismul și comunismul au făcut același rău.
Okay, we fought. People died for that.
Oamenii au murit, milioane de oameni au murit.
And now we have certain parts of politics around the world.
Din păcate, acum sunt politicieni care în lume
who are trying to bring that back.
Care încearcă să aducă înapoi acel sistem de coerciție.
Exactly, and especially like, I mean, in Europe, so many like Romania and Poland.
În Europa sunt
multe. Got rid of that. Got rid of that.
S-au bucurat să scape de
with many lives.
Cu pierderi de vieți omenești.
And now you've got political people trying to bring that in, silences, can't talk about this, can't talk about that.
Deci acum sunt politicieni care nu te lasă să spui anumite lucruri.
And they use violence to stop you from speaking. The same as the.
Nu-ți dă voie să vorbești, nu ești lăsat să te exprimi.
Same as Hitler and Nazis.
Așa cum au făcut pe vremuri.
It's coming back.
Din păcate, nu pot contrazice, care dreptate.
The thing is, I don't talk about politics because I'm there to entertain people to make them happy.
Deci el nu face asta, dar nu e de acord cu. But you don't agree with this position of the German television.
No, because there are some music that is political.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And when I was growing up, there was the Beatles were a little bit political here and there. Yes. Simon and Garfunkel, the folk music people were political and that kind of thing. And we listened to everything.
Deci trebuie să lași lumea să asculte toate genurile și dacă are poezie și dacă are politică și atitudine, lasă să se exprime.
Because one of the things that we grew up with when I was growing up was
noi am crescut cu astfel de muzică.
Was the phenomenon when Hitler burnt the books.
Deci ei au rămas cu imaginea aceea când Hitler a dat foc la cărți.
And they threw all the books they didn't like on the bonfire, went right around the world.
Yes.
And the saying is they start burning books first and then they start burning people.
Deci așa încep toate relele pământului, întâi se dă foc la cărți și apoi încep să dea foc la oameni.
That's what Hitler did.
Și asta a și făcut Hitler.
He did. So at the moment they're doing the same thing, burning books, trying to stop people from talking. It's coming back.
Deci, din păcate, simte că această tendință revine.
Taking away our freedom. When I was a young man, we grew our hair long for freedom.
Tineri, ne lăsam părul lung
for freedom,
ca un semn al libertății.
And I've still got it long.
I don't know how you do it.
I'm lucky, I guess. but I'm doing it for all of us now. Okay? I'm doing it for everybody.
We thank you. In the name of all bold people, I thank you.
Who still believe in freedom. Who still believe in freedom.
Deci tot mai credem în libertate. Așa, okay. Asta a fost foarte bun. N-a fost regizată, dar a fost bună.
Yeah, but I just want to finish by saying, I'm there just to entertain the people, to make them happy and take their worries away.
That's right.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Make them happy.
Just, I agree with you, but in the same time, I can't agree with the people who say we don't want an artist have ideas.
Yep.
Why?
I agree 100%.
You have ideas,
yeah,
but you don't think about them. It's your
that's
your choice.
My prerogative. Yeah.
Right. Așa, I know that public. Okay. Mariana Nesoiu, Andrei, care ce faci tu te duce în istorie. E fără egal. Succes, Mariana Nesoiu. Mulțumesc, Mariana. Anca Pascale from States, she said, "Wow," because they saw you.
Hi.
Wow. Just wow from Utah.
Utah. Yeah. Nice place.
Romanians living in
Utah. I've been to Utah.
Yeah. There are a lot of Mormons.
Yeah, I've been to Salt Lake City and been to the tabernacle there and heard the choir singing and stuff like that as a tourist.
And you loved it.
Of course, I love music, and the tabernacle, the choir brings hair stands up on the back of your neck when I sing, you know.
E Dan Helciuc se uită la noi, îl salutăm pe Dănuț și el va fi participant la festival.
Da, salut Dane.
Salut Dănuț, el va veni cu proiectul lui My Queen, va cânta.
Da, și el cântă Queen, da. Asta e, fiecare ce poate, nu toată lumea. O să rog pe cineva din Germania și dacă îmi dă Iulia și coperta. Am primit 2 pachetele, n-are legătură cu voi, just a second. Acest obiect l-am primit din Germania. E acolo, așa, scrie aici așa: Special thanks from Germany, Austria and Swiss and best of the best. Mi se adresează mie, eu mulțumesc, nu merit așa un obiect ca acesta primit de acolo, dar nu știu cum să-i mulțumesc persoanei, așa că dacă se uită la noi, Kurt Taba Chris, din ce localitate, nu mai văd localitatea, din Braunschweig, din Germania. Mulțumesc foarte mult și cu precizarea că în cutie, care a fost foarte delicată, s-a rătăcit și ceva pentru domnul Mihai Rusu. Nu știu care dintre ei, în orice caz, eu n-am cum să îl dau. Deci, dacă ați trimis un cadou și pentru altcineva, vă rog să vă reorganizați și să-i trimitem noi unde trebuie, pentru că habar n-avem. Nu știu dacă e Mihai Rusu din Germania sau Mihai Rusu e vreunul din România. This is a nice thing from the listeners from our radio show, and they send it to me, and I want to thank them, but I don't know how because they didn't give me any, just the address and from Germany.
Very nice indeed.
Yes, very Marius Tănase zice, you rock. Mary Chamberlain, you guys are talented, smart, and very wise.
Thank you so much. We love you too.
It's too much. It's too much for them. You come.
I don't know. I could probably handle just a little bit more. I think I can.
Mai ziceți din astea. Dan Helciuc zice, salutări tuturor. De-abia aștept să vă văd la Stonebird. Vezi? Ai văzut? Dacă ai fost pe fază? Uite, Daniel e cu ochiul pe obiect, știe?
Sunt aici,
este acolo conectat. I would like to ask you about the fact that you are coming here from a few years now. A few times you came, and of course you listen to Romanian rock. But tell me sincerely, what do you think about our rock music? If there is any.
Well, I did hear a couple of bands, especially when we did the Transalpina, the mountains there, which is a fantastic show we did up there. And I had a chance.
Da, au fost și la Transalpina. Atunci v-am văzut eu la televizor, dar absolut întâmplător. Nu știu cum au
pe TVR3 sau TV Internațional.
Pe 3.
And I had a chance to listen to a couple of the bands there, and it was interesting. They rocked for sure, and had a bit of feel to the music. They played with feel. It wasn't metal. It was rock. It was rock. And some of the feels.
So in your opinion, the metal is not rock?
No. No, it's not rock.
It
was different. I'm not. A lot of people.
A
different genre. I mean, a lot of people love metal, of course, all around the world. Millions and millions of people love metal. So I'm not sort of putting it down. It's just not what I like.
No, it's not your
not
favorite.
What I like,
no. Of course.
But these were rock bands, and they played their music sincerely, and that's important when you're playing any kind of music.
Faptul că ei cântau cu trăire și cu sinceritate este foarte important.
Yeah.
But as music.
Well, I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was bluesy in a way as well, which blues is very important to rock, and
era mai spre blues. De altfel am impresia că erau trupe de blues, dacă nu mă înșel, acolo, la Transalpina. Au fost mai
mult.
Da, dar au fost câteva trupe care chiar erau de blues. Bucovina nu, dar altele.
Cristi Minculescu.
A fost și Cristi?
Da.
Și l-a auzit?
Prima seară.
L-a auzit pe Cristi?
Nu, că ei au fost în prima seară.
Asta nu.
Și noi am fost în a doua.
I was just interested to know what's your opinion about our rock.
Because if I don't like something in music, I turn it off very quickly.
Because one of the most loved band in Romania, Iris, they began with AC/DC, and that was their point,
of course,
of coming out in the world.
The first tribute band to AC/DC
was 40 years ago.
Yeah,
45 even.
Well, when I started, most of us it was the Beatles.
Of course,
the Beatles inspired everybody back in those days. Yeah, but Chuck Berry inspired the Beatles.
Yeah.
See, Chuck Berry inspired the Beatles. Yeah, and the Beatles inspired everybody back in those days. Everybody, Rolling Stones, everybody looked what the Beatles were doing. Every band, the world listened to it. They were talking more about music anyway. The Beatles were about politics in a way. They were about fashion.
Toată lumea se lua după Beatles și ca ținută și ca atitudine și ca tot.
And but I don't want to get too deep into it. But yeah, and I've met quite a lot of people who have said that their first music was AC/DC, but that's a generation.
Da, e o altă generație, dar pentru ei sunt mulți oameni care într-adevăr au început cu AC/DC ascultând muzică. Even Danny, tu ai început ascultând tot Beatles sau altceva?
Ba, nu, de la tata ascultam Beatles, ascultam AC/DC.
Ascultai de la bun început. Să și spune câți ani ai, ca să știe lumea.
40 în cap.
Mulți înainte. Deci 40 de anișori, mulți înainte, e altă generație. It's another generation, but they are doing...
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. The Beatles were the most influential band probably ever.
Do you like Transalpina? I mean, the mountains and the roads.
Yeah, of course. I'm a great tourist.
Yeah, tourist. You
really? Yeah, I'm a fantastic tourist. Wherever I go in the world, I make sure that on my days off, that I see the country.
Deci îi place să viziteze, să vadă țări.
Everywhere in the world.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I see the lakes, the mountains, the rivers. I meet the people. I see the little towns, and I get a grip. I get to understand the country. Right?
Deci încearcă să înțeleagă oamenii, mentalitățile, intră în contact cu publicul, cu oamenii de acolo.
We've been in a lot of places, haven't we? Just a couple of days ago, we went to the coast, to the Black Sea.
Au fost la Marea Neagră, la Vama Veche, mă rog.
That was fantastic. We went to the little bubbling volcanoes.
La vulcanii noroși.
Unde ați fost?
În Buzău, la vulcanii noroși.
Ați fost acolo, da. Yes.
And the mountains, of course, we went to Transylvania.
And the Black Sea.
Fantastic. The Black Sea is just so beautiful. The water was so warm.
And a lot of girls.
Few.
I
didn't notice. Of course, there were so many beautiful girls there.
You didn't count.
I ran out of fingers.
Couldn't count.
But yeah, of course there were beautiful girls there. But I just came from Sicily, Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay.
Deci a venit, tocmai venea din Sicilia.
I'm talking about the water.
El vorbea de apă, da.
I was swimming in the water.
Yeah.
Of course you understand. But anyway, the water was so beautiful in Sicily. I was swimming just about every day, and there was a spur of the moment thing to go to the coast. We were traveling around seeing some wonderful things here, and there was a spur of the moment thing to go to the coast. So we didn't have our swimmers, didn't have our baby project. So I just.
A fost o întâmplare. Ne-am gândit ce să mai facem. Am fost la Comana unde a căzut.
So we just sort of went in the water up to our knees in the water.
Și doar am băgat, am mers
pe margine.
But the water was beautiful and warm.
Apa i-a plăcut.
And we were going back. And this time taking my swimmers.
N-avea costum de baie, asta este.
So I go swimming.
Am plecat absolut întâmplător.
Swim.
Of course. Australians, we have to. We're surrounded by water.
And crocodiles.
And crocodiles. So you swim fast.
Yeah. That's why you're very good.
That's why we swim fast.
Deci, australienii având apă de jur împrejur,
noată toți. And the sharks.
Și noată și repede, ca să nu-i prindă nici crocodilii. Do you think that music can change the world? Boogie J is asking.
Well, the music does change the world. I know the Beatles changed the world with their music, and music also can be political as well. And some of when I don't want to get into politics, but with revolutions and that kind of thing, they all have songs, and they all sing the songs.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, to battle, they sing songs to battle.
Muzica a fost prezentă în istorie.
They sing songs about
religion.
They sing songs in religion. They sing. Music is that important. It's magic, as I said.
Muzica e magică, e prezentă în toți și e normal că poate schimba și lumea.
Because it can make a person change their emotion, and it can stir people up. It can make people sad. It can make people want to go to sleep.
Muzica poate pe unii trage la somn, pe alții face să se ridice în picioare, pe alții îi energizează, îi dispune la acțiune. Have you been to Bran Castle? L-ai dus la Castelul Bran? La Dracula?
Prima dată când a venit. Prima dată când a venit a stat 10 zile aici.
Și l-ai dus și acolo?
L-am dus în
You knew about Dracula and all
this
stuff?
Of course. And
the books?
Well, first it was the Bram Stoker book, and which is a fabulous book.
Yes.
We all knew about that. But then later on, because I love history, then I learned.
Îi place istoria, așa că a vrut să afle și el ceva mai concret.
Să aprofundeze.
Then I heard about Vlad, the real person, Vlad, who stopped the wars and stuff like that,
deci a vrut să știe ce cu
Vlad. And that was incredible. And of course, then because he was a hero here.
Era un erou pentru România.
But he did such terrible things to the enemy.
I-a terminat pe inamici, pe dușmani,
and so
cum ne fac ei astăzi.
So the parents would say to their children to scare them.
Deci asta spuneau părinții copiilor.
Come in, don't be late outside, don't be late because Vlad, the Dracula.
Îi speriau pe copii cu
So the legend grew that he was Dracula, like a vampire.
Deci asta a fost o legendă care a crescut ca să sperie inițial copiii. And now it's a big the old people is scared.
Yeah. Well, not everybody's scared. But
acum toată lumea e speriată pentru că povestea a prins.
The kids and other people too, because they didn't have electric lights back in those days. When it got dark,
dacă era întuneric, atunci era
so you had to be home inside where the light was on.
Trebuia să stai acasă, pentru că dacă era lumină...
Come home before it's dark.
Uite, vezi? That's right. Deci, așa se întâmpla. Îi spuneai copilului că vine Dracula și te papă, și spânge sângele și stăteau copiii acasă. Așa. Bună asta cu Dracula.
My brother is watching. Hello, brother.
Your real brother.
Yeah, my brother.
Așa, nu că se spune bro așa la toată lumea.
No.
Și Iulia spune frate. Așa că, do you still think that CDs have a future? Do you listen to music on Spotify?
I'm from the old school, really. If I buy a CD, I'll listen to it when I get a chance at home, something like that, or I'll go on YouTube. If I'm doing research for music, and I'll listen to YouTube, the music in the headphones.
Deci ascultă pe YouTube.
But it's normally at a research. I want to see this band.
Caută ceva când e interesat să afle despre cineva.
But listen to music. I never listen to the radio because it's full of
rubbish. Radio.
I can't stand the radio.
Nu suportă radio.
So I'm not. It's hard to listen to the music that's out and about because, as we said at the beginning, I don't like rap. I don't like dance. I don't like house. I don't, I'm a rock person.
Deci dacă nu poate asculta ce îi place lui, normal
că nu. And where do you get that on the radio?
Rock și blues.
Where do you get in the radio? One place I got it when I was in Canada. I toured Canada. And just about every radio station in Canada, they were playing stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Deci posturile de radio din Canada
I couldn't believe it.
Aveau un playlist cu 60, 70. It was good for
It's fantastic. It's just across the border. It's the USA.
Internet radios.
They're not internet radio.
It was a
local radio. The radio stations.
Posturile locale difuzau muzica anilor 60, 70.
The radio stations.
Mi-a plăcut foarte mult.
It was fantastic. And you got to remember that this.
So Canada is a place for us.
For rock, yeah.
For the rock people.
Yeah.
Deci acolo trebuie să mergem. Bine că știu să avem o direcție. Let's go to Canada. That's right. Yeah. But in Australia, you don't have any specialized radio station
for rock.
For rock.
There's a couple of small stations there.
But there
are some small stations. Internet, same. The major stations play. They follow the USA.
Deci merg în continuare în trendul
Statele Unite. And so they don't play Australian music anymore. And as I said, when I first started way back, they had to play a certain percentage of Australian music by law.
Aveau prin lege asta. That's interesting. What's the percentage? You don't know.
It's like 20%, 25%, 20%. It's pretty good.
Small.
Well, there's a lot of music around the world. Australia's only a little place.
25%.
For the whole world, that's pretty good.
Deci el zice că e bine că se difuzează 25% din programul unui post de radio e muzica australiană. Eu zic că e puțin.
And some fantastic bands from Australia, as we know, but they got a chance to be on the radio, and so people went and bought the records. But the radio stations are not playing rock anymore.
Deci posturile nu cântă, nu difuzează radio.
People are selling their music at shows, taking their CDs to the shows, selling it to the crowd.
Se vinde discul, se vinde practic la concerte, nu?
Yeah.
Asta e.
Because the thing is, what's bad these days is you can bring out a CD today, and tomorrow it's online, free download.
Deci tu scoți un CD astăzi, investești o grămadă de bani și a doua zi găsești gratis pe online.
Because some guy will buy it, someone will buy your CD, and then they've got a site.
Îl cumpără, îl pune acolo și deja se poate.
And they just put it on there for nothing.
Yes.
So it's difficult to make much money unless you've got a major label who spends millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. You're on TV, you're on billboards, you're in magazines, you're everywhere, right?
Deci numai așa, dacă te pune peste tot, abia atunci poți să zici că vinzi ceva.
Yeah, that's rap and dance music, blah blah.
The only way
to make money out of records.
It's on the shows.
Yeah, so we have to sell our records at CDs at shows, you know, and fans can buy them online, you know, CD Baby, or go to your site, that kind of thing. But it's a lot more difficult these days to make money out of records if you're a rock band because the major labels don't want to know.
Deci nu-ți poți face o existență din vânzarea de discuri pentru că casele mari
But the thing is, I don't really look at it like that. I like to sell my records, of course. I want my fans to have the music, but I'm having the most fantastic lifestyle, man. I'm going all over the world. I'm going to every country.
Nu e atât de preocupat de această parte pentru că îi place cum trăiește acum, cât umblă acum, cunoaște foarte multă lume.
Yeah, I'm meeting.
You have a lot of satisfaction.
I'm meeting fantastic people all the time. Sincerely, fantastic people. All over the world.
Deci întâlnește oameni deosebiți și pentru el asta este important.
Yeah, wonderful people. You know, I'll live a fantastic life and some music and.
Is it true that a real rocker can have a family?
Oh, probably about 3 or 4. 3 or 4 families.
Am întrebat dacă un rocker adevărat poate avea familie, dacă circulă atât, nu știu cum face, și a zis că poate avea vreo 3-4 familii.
Yeah, but I'm fine. I can go anywhere I like. Carefree. I'm not stuck anywhere. So
nu e blocat nicăieri, adică poate circula în sensul ăsta. Your parents encouraged you to become a singer?
No. My father was a great singer. A great singer, and he's
but a pop singer.
No, he sang different music.
Choir.
And he used to be on stage when I was a kid.
Deci tatăl lui era chiar om de scenă și cânta foarte bine.
And I loved his music too. I still do, you know. And he used to sing a lot of opera as well.
Era cântăreț de operă.
Yeah. So when I discovered the Beatles and Rolling Stones,
când a descoperit pe Beatles și Stones,
he hated the music.
Tatăl lui a zis asta nu.
Yeah. As most parents did in those days.
Când părinții asta ziceau la vremea aceea.
There was what was called the generation gap.
Era lupta dintre generații, chiar era.
It was real back in those days. It was huge. They didn't like our music. They didn't like our long hair.
Nu le plăcea nimic din ce făceau cei din
generația
și a mea, de fapt, adică nici părul, nici ținuta, nici hainele, nimic nu le plăcea.
Because they were from the war generation.
Deci ei veneau din generația de război.
Where everything had to be disciplined.
Totul era ordine, disciplină.
Short hair, wear uniform.
Scurtă.
Say what I say, stand there, don't do that, say that. And we went, what the hell is that about?
Noi nu asta vreau.
So we didn't grow up any war. We say we're just free, man.
Noi nu avem război, așa că trebuie să fim liberi.
We're free, we're cool. And they said, no, sit there. Why? Because I said so.
Deci trebuie să faci așa pentru că am zis eu.
Really? Yeah. Oh, like in the army, they'd say, over there, you don't question the army. But we weren't in the army.
Deci disciplina și gândirea total diferită a generației care a trecut prin război l-a făcut să fie total.
So a whole generation left home. A whole generation all over the world left home.
That's true.
That's true. And so my father never encouraged me because he didn't like my music.
Did he ever came to your show?
Never once.
Never once?
Never once. And
n-a venit niciodată să vadă cântând.
And so then I left home when I was 16.
Și a plecat de acolo când avea 16 ani.
Because he said to me, get your hair cut or leave.
Really?
Yes.
I just ori te tunzi. Really? With your hair? He said so?
Yes.
Ori te
He didn't
tunzi.
say so. He smashed his fist next to my face when I went, bang!
But he didn't have all this stuff.
No. So
deci n-avea inele.
He didn't. He's a pretty strong man, my father.
Deci un om puternic.
And he just said, cut your hair or piss off. He said, those exact words.
Deci a zis, ori te tunzi, ori te cari. Că așa se traduce.
So, I left.
Forever?
Yeah. And it wasn't just me. I went to King's Cross in Sydney. In America, they went to Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco. All over, they went to San Francisco, right? Hippies. Yeah.
Yes.
In Australia, we went to King's Cross in Sydney, Australia. In London, they went to Piccadilly Circus. It happened all over the world.
Deci, în întreaga lume era acest fenomen 68, 69.
Yeah, all around there. You guys you didn't get it here because you're communist.
No, I know what it is.
You know what happened, but you didn't get it here because you didn't get a choice.
No, I had just flowers in my head.
I know you did, and so did you. But I'm just saying.
He's young, but I am your generation, so I know.
So we left home, and we were living.
Ei s-au cărat toți și s-au adunat în diverse locuri în lume, pentru că într-adevăr era o luptă între generații pe bune. Adică s-a spus mereu că nu exista. Atunci era. Atunci chiar era.
So we were living in mattresses on the floor.
Dormeau pe jos, își puneau saltele.
And not eating very well.
Mâncau aiurea, fiecare ce prindea.
Trying to get a job. It was.
Încercau să caute de lucru.
We weren't at home with our luxuries at home. No, we were like that. But you know what we had though? We had freedom.
Dar au făcut asta pentru că își doreau să fie liberi.
Yeah.
Deci așa se explică. That's why you love rock and that's why you say for you it's important to be free.
Yes.
Deci pentru asta trebuie să înțelegeți mecanismul.
Yeah. I left home with all the to live in some dump place, mattress on the floor, but I had something. I had freedom.
Your own.
Freedom.
Yes. That's why
and you never gave back?
He didn't understand when I told him what we were doing with communism. How life was here.
You can't understand. No, I agree that you can't.
Unbelievable.
No, it is.
I know you told me. It's like, what? We knew it wasn't very good in the West. We had no idea how bad it was. And I mean that. It was because our prisoners in jail had better conditions than the citizens.
Of course. Deci erau mulți în pușcărie, aveau condiții mai bune decât cetățenii de la noi, ceea ce este absolut adevărat. And you never got back to your family after you left?
I saw him many years later. I'm already famous by that stage. And
s-au revăzut cu tatăl după mulți ani.
So it didn't matter. I mean, I saw him. We were fine together, and he visited me in Sydney.
L-a vizitat la Sydney.
And I took him to the Sydney Opera House.
Au mers împreună la operă.
Because he loved operas, and showed him where I sang on the main stage with AC/DC.
Really? And what was the reaction?
He didn't say a word.
That's enough.
No, he just didn't say anything. I said, I took him to the Sydney Opera House, famous Sydney Opera House.
Yes.
Well famous. And because he loves opera, so I took him there. Because I did a huge concert with AC/DC there, way back. We were the first rock band I think to ever play the Sydney Opera House.
AC/DC a fost prima trupă care a cântat pe scena operei din Sydney.
Yeah. So he's standing there at the top, we're looking down the main stage, and I said, "Yes, Dad," I said, and that's where I played with AC/DC.
Acolo am cântat și eu cu AC/DC.
And he didn't say a word.
N-a scos o vorbă. And he left.
Then we both just walked out. Because his music, he didn't make it, but the music he hated, I did.
Deci muzica pe care tatăl nu suporta, o ura chiar, acolo fiul a reușit și asta nu putea să accepte.
At the Opera House.
Chiar la opera. Da. You should write about all this stuff because it's really special life you had. Mircea Patovan, salutare. What's your opinion on Woodstock and the hippies cultural movement? Was it useful? Marius Tănase.
He just said.
Asta exact acum ne-a explicat.
It was fantastic. Freedom. It meant freedom.
Dougie Marius ne salută. Do you still go to R.O.C.K?
I don't think there are any other.
There are.
Where are they?
I can show you.
You have one here.
No, really. You have one. It's
there are
100 meters.
There are record stores around.
What do you think about vinyls?
Vinyls. I've still got vinyls at home. I don't play them anymore since my record player finally broke. After many years.
Nu mai are pick-up, așa că nu.
And I didn't buy another one. I've got vinyl there. But these days, if I want to hear any music, I just go online.
Se duce și ascultă
YouTube
online.
Every album in the world's on there.
Da, adică nu mai merge la magazine. Salutare, Marius, what's your opinion? Heard? Are you ever afraid when you play a big festival because of all the terrorist attacks that happened lately? Artists don't really talk about this, and I don't understand why.
I'm not frightened at all. I mean,
nu e frică.
I mean, every time you get into a motor car to drive anywhere, okay?
It's always dangerous.
Yeah. How many people get killed every week in Europe? 1,000.
Da, deci un exemplu clasic. Când circul pe șoselele lumii, câte accidente.
Every day, people are being killed in motor cars. I get in a car every day. I got here by car.
Deci merge cu mașina peste tot, sunt accidente
terrorists, it
permanente.
could happen, but the thing is, you can't allow that to change your life.
Deci nu putem să-i lăsăm să ne schimbe viața. Riscuri sunt peste tot, oriunde mergem pe șosele, pe drumuri, ni se poate întâmpla ceva, dar el nu acceptă ca viața lui să fie închisă din cauza terorismului.
Because they blow up supermarkets.
Au aruncat în aer magazine.
So I'm not going to go and buy any bread.
Asta nu înseamnă că nu se ducă să-și cumpere mâncare.
So they blow up airports.
Right.
How do you think I got here? I flew. I mean, I can't get. You might as well just stay home.
Deci e asta vor să obțină, ca noi să fim terorizați, să stăm acasă.
And just get everybody to deliver.
Și toate să ne vină acasă.
Deliver everything.
And they did.
And they deliver. Stăm acasă că ne aduc ei ce ne trebuie.
You can't be frightened. And you can't be frightened because otherwise you never go to an airport, you never go to a supermarket.
Right.
You wouldn't go to the city center.
Deci nu e bine să fii tot timpul speriat, pentru că atunci nu te mai duci nicăieri, nici la aeroport, nici la magazine, nu-ți faci cumpărături, nu ești pe stradă, nu mergi la parc, nu faci nimic. Daniel, you are really cool.
Thank you.
Așa ți-a spus Marius.
Merci.
Și am lămurit-o cu why they don't speak about this about the terrorists. Your answer is enough.
Explained, yeah.
That's what I think. Cred că am răspuns la toate. Am să iei ceva, vreo întrebare, dacă ai tu acolo vreuna, atunci te rog să-mi spui. I'm really happy that we had you here, and I hope you'll come back.
Sure, of course. If I'm here, of course, Danny will bring you back.
Când aveți voi timp,
it's good fun.
And you should write about your experience.
I know. I've got to write a book because that 12 months, the first 12 months, was so important with ACDC. Without the founding members, there's no ACDC. Obviously, it must be.
We spoke about this.
The source of the river before the mighty river, and without that, there's no river. And without the roots of a tree, there's no tree. So, and what happened in that 12 months was incredible.
Deci acele 12 luni în care s-a născut această trupă imensă, acolo a fost Dave prezent și a contat. Și pentru asta trebuie să
I know I should do that because it was the first gig we ever did, first record we ever made, first film clip we ever made, first national tour with an international artist, Lou Reed. We toured with Lou Reed. It was
au circulat și cu Lou Reed împreună.
Yeah, we toured Australia, and I went through 3 bass players, 3 drummers, 3 managers.
Au avut de toate, 3 manageri, 3 tobari, 3 basiști, just one singer.
Yeah, in 12 months. In 12 months, it was just an incredible 12 months.
Au fost 12 luni excepționale.
And a lot happened in that time. So, you know, if I get a publisher that's interested in talking to me about the book, there's a movie right there in that 12 months. It's incredible.
Deci cele 12 luni sunt reflectate într-un filmuleț.
Yeah, so, you know,
what's the name of the movie?
In the beginning, I suppose.
In the beginning?
Why not? Because it's the beginning of the band. I said, if they want to make a movie, they could. Yeah.
Ok. Dorește domnul Evans să facă un turneu cu piese de pe ce?
De pe propriul album.
De pe albumele sale. If you're interested to have a tour with just with your own music.
I do. I just toured Finland.
Deci a făcut asta deja.
My own music, and I'll be going to Brazil. I'll be going to Brazil shortly, and I'll be doing just about all my own music in Brazil. So I do tour with my own music, but the thing is, I'm an entertainer. I'm in different shows.
Deci el face spectacol, pe el interesează să placă oamenilor, nu doar să se vândă pe sine.
In the 90s, I was in movies. I'm an actor, so I did 3 films, 3 movies, and I did some theatre, musical theatre as well. And I'm an entertainer. I can do more than just sing rock songs.
Deci nu facem numai să cânte, ci a fost în filme, este și actor. What did you think about Alice Cooper after you saw him for the first time?
I've never seen Alice Cooper actually, but I've seen him on TV. I've seen him on TV. Not with Alice Cooper. He's the wrong gender. All right.
He's the wrong gender. This one is good.
But when I first saw Alice Cooper on TV, of course, and that kind of thing,
yes,
it was great. He's an entertainer.
He is an entertainer.
That's right.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Fantastic. Get a snake. You won't get me near a snake. I just put a bullet through a snake. Boom. Because in Australia, we're taught all snakes are deadly. We're taught that by teachers and parents. All snakes are deadly, so keep us kids away from them.
Deci învață încă din școală că toți sunt periculoși, șerpii sunt periculoși și omoară. Și atunci,
yeah, because they're deadly. So we don't know which ones are not. So we were taught all snakes are deadly. So the kids were So when I saw Alice with a snake, it was like, I don't think so.
Deci, acum înțelegeți că în Australia, copiii din Australia sunt fericiți cu Alice.
So when I saw Alice with a snake, I immediately wanted to get a gun.
Când l-a văzut pe Alice, să-l ajute cu un pistolaș.
I thought he was in trouble.
I thought
he was in trouble. Hang on a second. Anyway.
Era în pericolul nostru. He was in trouble, indeed. Deci, rețineți întâlnire la Stone Bird Festival cu acești doi domni și cu
Stone Bird Festival.
Yes.
Începe pe 10 vineri.
Da. Și
cu trupe bune, continuă până duminică și duminică e festival, vineri și sâmbătă sunt concerte, iar duminică, pentru că totul se desfășoară în mediul rural, e cel mai mare festival rock din mediul rural. Duminică toți localnicii vin să le ofere turiștilor produse tradiționale, să plece omul acasă
și voi.
Cu o brânzică, După 3 zile mâncăm și noi o brânzică.
Asta e bună,
să zic salamandră, o pastramă.
Da, acolo vă pot vedea proiectul internațional.
Exact. Tot proiectul internațional, cu Mike Terana, cu Dani Serrano, cu Adrian Popescu, cu Andrei Baidin, cu mine și David
Ignat. Îți mulțumim încă o dată pentru acest domn special.
Cu mare drag. Ne bucurăm că vă bucurați de el, cum mă bucur eu de el.
Uite, oamenii de acasă au reacționat. Thank you again. And hope to see you soon.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
We have a lot of things to say, and the kids are very happy.
Promitem că mai venim, pentru că mai avem multe de
povestit
și poate chiar înainte de următorul eveniment.
Perfect.
Undeva în luna septembrie.
Iulia, ne luăm rămas bun de la cei de acasă. Thank you again.
Yeah, fantastic.
Asta să facem poza aici. He has a lot of things here. Rings and things. You know? Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.